Well, California was once the greatest place in the world. It had the best quality of life on planet Earth. And now the state is regressing to really a state before the Industrial Revolution. Wildfires are ravaging it right now, and that's happening partly thanks to the decayed infrastructure of the utility giant PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. In an effort to stop wildfires, PG&E has been cutting off power to millions of people. The company can't keep the lights on or keep track of the quality of its infrastructure, but is very good at impressing California's left-wing politicians. The company keeps, by contrast, precise data on the skin color of its employees and how many of their supplies come from diverse or LGBTQ suppliers. It has made big donations to Gavin Newsom's gubernatorial campaign. So state leaders haven't minded too much as the state reverts back to essentially the Middle Ages, on fire with no electricity. Dave Rubin lives in the state of California. He hosts the Rubin Report on YouTube, which requires electricity, and he joins us tonight. So, Dave, thanks so much for coming on. You moved to California because it's a beautiful place, and I agree with that. You've seen it really degrade in the time that you've been there, but PG&E strikes me as almost a metaphor for the destruction of the state. So here's the utility, which doesn't really know anything about its own infrastructure, but knows everything about the race of its employees. How did we get there?
It's just unbelievable. Look, I've been in L.A. I'm in L.A. right now. I live about a minute away from one of the big fires that's still going. I have friends that are evacuated. Los Angeles, putting politics aside, in Southern California, might be the most beautiful part of the United States. Yes. The problem right now is that everything from academia to public utilities to politics, everything that goes woke, that buys into this ridiculous progressive ideology, that cares about what contractors are LGBT or how many black firemen we have or white this or Asian that, everything that goes that road eventually breaks down. It is not how freedom is supposed to operate. What is supposed to happen, Tucker, imagine if your house was on fire. Would you care what the public utility or what the fire company, what contractor they brought in, what gender or sexuality or any of those things he or she was? I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Who
would care?
And right now we've got a situation. Of course you wouldn't care, and we've got a situation right now where we're doing preemptive blackouts in this state, which I think is the 11th largest economy in the entire world. We do preemptive blackouts because they don't want to put too much pressure on the grid. I mean, try to imagine the absurdity of what's going on here. And I hate to tell you, but we just don't have enough clear thinking, say, more libertarian or conservative-minded people in California to fight what the progressives are doing to the state.
But if you can't keep the lights on and you can't keep the place from burning down, you've reached the point where there's no kind of lying about it anymore. Like, it's fallen apart. It's a disaster. It's not civilized anymore.
You know what? If I've learned anything by living in California and Los Angeles specifically, it's that no matter what happens, ideology seems to trump rationality.
Yes,
so in the 6 years that I've been here, the amount of homeless encampments have expanded. Virtually every exit you get off the 405 or the 101, there are now homeless people sitting right there, or actually that have basically built structures at the exits. Now it's like if raising taxes on everybody and supposedly the progressive policies that care about poor people, if these things worked, wouldn't the places that progressive policies were enacted, wouldn't there be less homeless? Wouldn't there be less gun violence? All the things that they talk about. But no, there's always more. This is not a coincidence. These policies don't work. But if you just don't really think about them, if you think, oh, we just have to throw money at things, and they magically get better while you do whatever you want to do in your life and don't want to really think about the issues, then it all works. And that's what we all have to fight. I mean, everyone across the country, because, you know, I travel the country often and people will say to me, Dave, you got to stop the people from California moving here to Utah or moving here to Denver or moving here to Texas, because then they bring the bad policies of California elsewhere.
Build a wall. But, you know, walls are not just for our exterior borders, but that's just, you know, something to think about. David, great to see you.
Well, can I at least get on your side of the wall?
Yeah, join us here anytime in the swamp. Good to see you tonight. Thank you.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop yelling, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.